Hello, family members. Hope you're having a lovely day today. I am sitting here with my little friend Leslie, who you're looking at a picture of, because I figured, nice time to start out with a little cuteness. Because the topics that I'm going to be talking about are both kind of literally and figuratively a bit heavy. So enjoy this, Leslie. All right, on to the next thing. Whoa. Whoops. All right, here we go. So, I was just, on YouTube as one is, and I started seeing content about some guy who was like YouTube famous, who used to be very well known for being overweight and now has lost a ton of weight. And I've watched a couple of videos about this because it's by creators that I like, and I'm always interested to hear what they have to say. And I can tell there is going to be some very complicated discourse around weight and weight loss when talking about this topic. And so I decided it was my turn to jump right into the conversation and try to put a little perspective on it. I think that maybe people might miss. So, I want to start out with the fact that dieting is, you know, not a good idea. It's just not. um, here we go. This is the cycle that dieting always, pretty much always does. You start, you restrict your diet, you feel deprived and tempted, you get cravings, you give in, you feel bad, and then you start all over again. That's the like dieting cycle that we see ourselves in. And the fact of the matter is that dieting is, you know, dangerous. It can cause all sorts of different problems, and they can be physiological, they can be emotional. It can affect your finances, your life. There's just a lot of things that dieting can be very dangerous for. And let's see if we can. Here we are. Whether or not you like it, dieting is also ineffective. Um, it's the one thing that people just don't want to believe. 95% of all dieters will regain their lost weight, and often more. So, what this individual did likely is not something that we want to people to emulate if they want to be healthy, right? And the fact of the matter is, you know, there are going to be people that are going to be like, well, this proves it. This guy was so famous for being fat. And look, he's not fat anymore, so it's possible for anybody. And, I don't know what's going to happen with that guy. But I do know that he has a 5% chance of continuing to look the way he looks right now within the next few years. Okay? And that's just it. But, it's when I talk about the physiological, ineffectiveness of dieting, and also the fact that um, we basically have put ourselves in a situation where we believe that we need to do something and we can't stop ourselves from doing it, basically. And it's really, really frustrating because it's not a helpful thing to focus on weight loss. If I have no problem, honestly, with people posting their fitness goals. I think that's a great thing. But their fitness goals should be like outcome based. It should be, I want to be able to do sit-ups for 3 minutes and then get up and do something else without being winded. Or I want to be able to lift this much weight or run this far for this long. Or, you know, that should be where you are. It should be about if you're going to the gym and you want to make gym progress videos, go for it. But don't talk about your weight. Talk about what you're doing. And, the fact of the matter is that you can be healthy despite looking overweight, and you can be very unhealthy despite being very thin. And there is just literature about this, like this is not something where I cherry pick a few things. Like, literally, they've done studies that go and really look into this question, whether or not, dieting and trying to address obesity through dieting is doing more harm than it is good. And the fact of the matter is, it's not necessarily good to diet. It's much more important to be active. It's much more important not to be sedentary. And that, I think, is something that, a lot of people don't realize. And they think they can just, take a pill or do whatever. But here's one thing that I wanted to touch on that people don't realize. Here we go from nationaleatingdisorders.org. Despite the fact that individuals with higher body weight have a higher chance of engaging in disordered eating as patients with quote unquote normal weight, such patients receive clinical diagnosis of eating disorder half as frequently as patients with normal weight or underweight. What that means is there are a lot of people that society would look at them as overweight or even obese that are actively anorexic or bulimic and are starving themselves or exercising to excess or both, binging and purging. And it's really heartbreaking to realize that when you are overweight and you lose weight, even if you do it in an unhealthy way, people are going to think that you're healthier. I mean, that's what happened to me when I had cancer. I lost so much weight, and people kept telling me how good I looked. And the reason that I lost so much weight was that my spleen was 3 times its normal size, and it was pressing on my stomach, and I wasn't able to eat anything because there was no room in my stomach for anything. And so I was literally starving to death. But they told me that I looked good because I lost weight. And that's the problem right there, is whether or not, people want to be thin. If we hold up somebody like this, who lost weight very rapidly, apparently, as doing something good, then we are fools. Because you have to ask how. Losing weight in a healthy way may be possible. But that's not it. That's not it. That is so not it. And it kind of breaks my heart. And disordered eating is something that happens with all different kinds of people, men and women. It's just messed up that we have this obsession with weight loss at all costs, no matter what. Maybe we'll take some diet pill that's going to have some crazy side effects. Maybe we will starve ourselves for weeks at a time because it's the new fad diet to do intermittent fasting or whatever. You know, it it helps nobody, financially, emotionally, health, and then from a very real perspective, dieting is freaking a disaster as far as trying to be healthy. And so I guess my main thing is I just want everybody to realize that, you know, we have to be careful about how we talk about weight loss and a public person making a huge weight loss like that. And we have to think about what we want to glorify, you know? Like, if that guy came back and was like, before I couldn't walk around the block and now I'm doing a marathon, I'd be happy to give him all the props in the world. But if the accomplishment is losing some adipose tissue, probably temporarily, that's not an achievement we should celebrate. So, on that fun note, I guess I'll let you go, family members. I hope you have a great day.